A guy recently sent me a message basically saying, why don't you do so and so you don't have to get in your pedal boat and go get water? Because I'm building this concrete thing and I need a lot of water and my rain collector doesn't always keep up. So I get in my pedal boat and I drive through the salt water to get some more fresh water and then bring it back so I can do more concrete. And he was trying to figure out a way that I wouldn't have to do this. And I get that question a lot. And normally I just kind of try to answer it. But I looked at this guy's profile picture, and it was a picture of a guy kayaking. So I said, is that you kayaking in your profile picture? And he said, yeah, I love kayaking. And I said, I know pedal boating and kayaking aren't the exact same thing, but they're basically the same thing. You know, getting in a little boat and driving around under your own power and getting some activity and seeing some scenery and all that stuff. And you're trying to figure out how I can not do that, but you're telling me it's something that you enjoy, that you think is fun. And he said, well, it's not fun if I have to do it. So I was just like, well, I don't have to do any of this stuff that I'm doing. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And, you know, the conversation kind of progressed through a bunch of other stuff. And basically he was saying that, I mean, it all boiled down to work and pleasure don't mix. You can't put them together. And I was kind of asking him about why that is. And he couldn't give me a good reason. I mean, we both couldn't figure out a good reason other than just, that's a phrase we hear all the time. Don't mix work and pleasure. Or you go to visit another country and they say, are you here for business or pleasure? Like they should be separate. Like there's all this stuff going on in our culture that puts the thought into our subconscious that pleasure's over here and work is over here and they are segregated. They do not mix. But this doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, what's the point of doing work that you don't enjoy, that's just going to make you unhappy, and then you have to find pleasurable things to, like, kind of recover from that and bring yourself back up to, like, not completely irritated sense of disdain and hatred of the universe, and then you go back to work and it's like, oh, I hate this. And then you go back to do your pleasure thing on the weekend or whatever to try to get yourself back to not hating the universe again. It doesn't make any sense at all, because whether or not you enjoy something is largely just a decision. Now, there are things that are just not enjoyable, like sticking cockroaches up your nostrils. It would just not be enjoyable. Okay, maybe there's someone who likes that, but that would just not be enjoyable. But we're talking about, like, a guy kayaking or pedal boating, and it's basically the exact same thing. And, you know, anyway. And, but the only difference is I had a purpose to what I was doing, like a productive purpose that kind of fit into the work slot, not just the pleasure slot. And somehow that was supposed to make it, like, less fun. And I think this is kind of a trick in our society to keep people from feeling good about themselves or something, you know, to keep people from doing productive things in their fun time, like, because, yeah, I mean, basically, because then you don't buy as much stuff, and advertisers don't want you to do that, so they want the message out there that work and play are separate. But anyway, it's silly because if you can do something that you enjoy that is also productive, you just take a difficult and negative chore out of your life and it just disappears. It's not like you have to even it out with, like, you take out a bad thing but you also have to take out a good thing. No, you can just take out that good thing and just transform it into something fun. And there's no downside to it. Plus, if you can do that, then you can do the fun thing that you like and get the enjoyment while you're doing the thing. And at the end of the thing, you get the satisfaction of having done a chore. So normally you'd have the chore that's not fun. Ah, I hate this, it sucks. But at the end, at least you have the satisfaction that, oh, okay, I got that done. I've achieved something. And then over here, in the pleasure column, it's like, oh, I've done I get to do something fun and I'm enjoying it. But at the end, it's like, but I wasn't doing anything productive, so I kind of feel a little bit guilty that I wasted my time, sort of. But if you can just slap those two things together, it's not that hard to do. It's just a decision to say, I'm going to take my evening bike ride, and I'm just going to slap it into the morning commute slot. And then that horrible morning commute, oh, there's traffic everywhere, I hate this, and I'm paying money for gasoline, and I'm just sitting here in a car, like in the road that's turned into a parking lot because everyone's trying to get at work at once, and it's horrible, and you take that and just erase it from your life. And just go biking to work because you like doing that anyway. And then you've just freed up half an hour at the end of the day when you could do something else, or you can go biking again, whatever. There's all these little things in your life where you can just make decisions to enjoy life much more. And it's like little decisions that make huge differences in a person's life. Like, take your work and pleasure and you smack those suckers together. And instead of having to do pleasurable things to recover from the terrible work you had to do, you'll just be like on this high the whole time of like, let me wake up in the morning. Oh man, today's gonna be awesome because I get to do all this stuff. As opposed to when they're separated and you wake up in the morning, it's like, I gotta do that work. Just give me 5 more minutes. Beep. No. If you slap your work and pleasure together, you can just make your days amazing fun. So I encourage anyone to do so. Don't separate your work and pleasure because the man tells you so, or because the TV says so, or because the lady at the border crossing says, "Are you here for business or pleasure?" That doesn't make any sense. Think for yourself, do your own thing, and make your work fun. And if you cannot make your work fun, if your work is destroying your pleasure, you're probably doing the wrong work for the wrong people in the wrong way, and you need to change it. And I'm not saying you can change it instantly like that or anything. You might have to take a whole bunch of steps to be able to change it, or change it slowly or whatever. But do whatever you need to change it. At least work toward the point where your pleasure and work can be together and you can just feel awesome all the time. Okay, not all the time. Even guys living on islands building fortresses feel like garbage once in a while. But overall, I'd say I feel pretty awesome. Because I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I get to do all this stuff. This is great. Because I combined my work and my pleasure together. All right, I'm going to go do some work and pleasure right now. I don't know, maybe I'll just go eat dinner. Oh, dinner sounds good. Oh, I'm hungry from doing all that pleasurable working today.